Why pet parents might start keeping their cats inside.
And what construction was happening on the Terrell Mall coming up on Murrow News 8.
Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University. This is Murrow News 8.
Good afternoon. I'm Celine Arrett.
And I'm Aaron Monson. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
A fun tradition came back this month. Over the weekend, Pullman High School had its first multicultural night since the pandemic. Students gave presentations and shared food from over 20 different cultures. Some WSU students even got in on the fun. International students and students from the International Students Council shared their traditional clothing, singing, calligraphy, and lion dances with the crowd.
If you were on Terrell Mall today, you might have noticed some cones and trucks fixing the steps outside the Cub. The steps leading up to the hall and library and Cub were damaged this winter during snowfall. Cracks formed, and today the school was able to fill the steps. If you notice a chemical smell as you walk by that area the next day or so, don't be alarmed.
The annual Cougs Gift fundraiser last Wednesday saw record-breaking participation levels. Donors raised over $450,000 during the 24-hour event, with an all-time high of 460 students and alumni signed up to promote the fundraiser as Cougar ambassadors. Proceeds go towards providing scholarships, recruiting faculty, and supporting important university initiatives.
The infectious disease labs in the College of Veterinary Medicine has gotten funding for major upgrades. On your screen, you'll see the new building on Olympia Avenue in Pullman. The Paul G. Allen School for Global Health shares the building with the Washington Animal Disease Diagnostic Laboratory, where the new lab is being built. On your screen now, you'll see a picture of the new facility. It's only a handful of BSL-3 labs on the West Coast and can be used to study diseases like COVID-19 and other respiratory viruses.
The Latah County Broadband Coalition is preparing a multi-million-dollar grant application. The grant would help pay for the installation of fiber optic cable to communities that don't have high-speed internet. The fiber optic cable will extend out to the rural areas of Latah County that are considered underrepresented, meaning those areas have very weak internet access or no internet access at all.
The Pullman Police Department is asking for the community's help in identifying the driver of this Dodge pickup. The driver hit a parked car on Northeast Maiden Lane last Friday morning. The driver got out to check his car for any damages and then proceeded to flee the scene. If anyone has any information on the driver, call 509-334-0802.
When we come back, we'll tell you why you might want to start keeping your cat indoors.
And an exclusive interview with the new editor-in-chief of the Daily Evergreen.
Welcome back. In honor of National Columnist Day, Murrow News 8 sat down with the new editor and chief of the Daily Evergreen in an exclusive interview about the future of the paper.
I will dedicate my time to the Evergreen, make it as good as possible, try new things, take some risks.
Brandon Willman is a junior at Washington State University, and just a few weeks ago, he was announced as the new editor-in-chief of the Daily Evergreen. In just 2 semesters, he wrote over 200 stories for the paper, and he's hoping that some of that drive translates during his time as the EIC.
I think that one of the biggest things I want to do is to increase our multimedia, get more video. We want to do sports podcasts, get our student athletes here on campus to give them their voice and have like a voice to a face, to a story.
It's evident that print media has to adapt, and Willman knows that. In order to achieve the Evergreen's publication through multiple mediums, it needs more involvement from other Murrow students.
Those students who maybe are broadcast, get them in the Evergreen, because at the end of the day, that'll just help our coverage.
The Murrow College has multiple clubs and student media outlets that students can get involved in. Brandon hopes the Evergreen can provide professional experience to all.
I want it to be that place where people go to build those skills that help them professionally.
Damon Alvarado, Murrow News 8.
More than 5 million birds in Nebraska have died from the bird flu and are now being linked to the deaths of a handful of cats in the state. 2 cats have also died in Oregon and Wyoming. Dr. Sarah Silman, an assistant professor at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, says that the bird flu in domestic cats and other pets is quite rare, yet she believes that since many cats are outdoors and often hunt birds, that can make them vulnerable to the illness. From their research, they are unaware of how the cats became infected, but advised to keep cats indoors to avoid contact with wild birds, water flow, and domestic poultry.
Well, that's a little bit scary. It's good to know, though, and I hope all the pets in Pullman stay safe inside. But what can we expect from the weather outside Austin?
Well, Celine, I'm just going to say this. The pets are not going to like this upcoming forecast I have, and the cats that you guys were just talking about, they're going to be hissing at what they're going to see coming up here in a second. But let's get into it. Starting today, partly cloudy skies here in Pullman, high of 44, low of 28. Winds blowing a little bit to the west at 15 miles an hour. And later tonight, a 20% chance of a rain and snow mix. So something to keep an eye on with that. As we take a look at tomorrow's forecast, tomorrow it's going to be rain with a high of 49 and low of 29. The winds will get a little better. They go southeast this time and go 6 to 10 miles an hour. So it is a little warmer, 44 to 49. However, the conditions not that great. They go to rain tomorrow. As we take a look at the state map, normally I start on the east part of the map. I'm going to switch it up. Let's start on the west side for today. So we're going to start up here in Seattle. Seattle, a high of 49 and cloudy skies. Olympia, that is actually incorrect. Olympia is 48, not 44, and they are also cloudy skies. But in both of those cities later tonight, expect some rain in the forecast. As we transition to the central part of the state, let's go to the Tri-Cities, your warmest part here in the state, with a high of 57 and cloudy skies with a low of 38. And Yakima, cloudy with a high of 54. And something to keep in mind with Yakima, starting at 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, it's going to be a freeze warning from 2 a.m. to 9 a.m. And it's going to be the same case for Thursday morning. As we take a look at the eastern part of the state, Spokane with a nice high in the high 40s, 49 in partly cloudy skies. And then Pullman, 44 with partly cloudy skies, as mentioned. As we take a look at the state map, the 5-day forecast rather, rain tomorrow and the sunshine will come back Thursday, and then a rain and snow mix will be back on Friday. But as you take a look throughout the week, it does get warmer. It goes from 49 on Wednesday to as high as 60. So it will get warmer as the week progresses. That's going to do it for weather. Let's send it back to the desk with Celine and Aaron.
Thanks, Austin. And Celine, we got really good news in sports. We have a new transfer, and I'm so hyped about him.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm so excited to hear more about that because the Cougs are finally adding to their roster, like we said, and Alex is going to tell us more sports stories after the break. So we'll see you soon.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
All right, huge news for the basketball here. There will be a new talent on the hardwood of Beasley Coliseum next season. Jalen Wells, a 6'7" small forward from Sacramento, California, my place, is transferring to the Palouse from Sonoma State after leading his team to its first playoff berth since 2017. Wells led the league, averaging 22 points a game and tied for the lead in rebounds per game, coming down with almost 9 boards per contest. With recent departures of other Coug basketball players, Wells looks to make an instant impact with the current squad. Cougar baseball will be in Spokane today, taking on the 13-9 Bulldogs of Gonzaga. This comes after winning 2 of their 3 games against Arizona the last few days. We got to witness a repeat of last season as the Cougs took 2 of 3 in Tucson last year. With the Cougs currently ranked 8th in the Pac-12, they look to hopefully jump up a few spots after some coming series with the 7-7 UW Huskies, the 5-13 Cal Golden Bears, and of course the 4-13 Utes of Utah. Here in a little bit, the puck will drop in Ball Arena for the face-off between the reigning Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche and the Seattle Kraken for the first ever playoff appearance by the team from the Rainy City. With the game starting at 7 p.m., make sure you tune in for the historic matchup. This has been your M&8 Sports Report. Back to you guys.
Hey, thanks, Alex. I'm really excited about that new transfer.
Oh my gosh, so exciting. Always a great day when we get a new transfer.
So, Celine, coming up after the break, we're going to talk a little bit about this kind of dinosaur, and I'm going to do an impression for you. You know what kind of dinosaur this is?
I can't say that I do.
All right.
That was a little bit scary, but I'm excited to maybe learn more about that kind of dinosaur when we get back from the break, so we'll see you guys soon.
So for the record, that was a velociraptor. And did you know that they only weighed about 33 pounds and they were the size of a small turkey, and they were found in mostly Mongolia and northern China?
You know, I didn't know that. Good to know. I wonder if they were the size of a small turkey, did they eat turkeys back then, or did turkeys not exist at the time?
I actually did some research. They actually went after small herbivores.
Oh,
Yeah,
so like
So probably like
plants?
small turkeys, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Stuff like that.
yeah, I was just like imagine them so big and scary and ferocious, but that sounds really cute and tiny.
No. Have you guys watched Jurassic Park? I mean, come
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Like, they have
It's a
the
classic.
velociraptors, and they're tiny. Like, you know,
Velociraptors. There's a raptor that we always think of as the raptor. It is bigger. It's like
the raptor's a truck.
Okay. Well, there's like this. It's like a dactyo.
Like
it's a science word. I don't know.
Yeah,
but like,
something sciencey.
That's that's the raptor that we're used to. You know,
The
that we see in
velociraptor. I've
movies.
only ever heard of the velociraptor. I don't, like the ones with Chris Pratt. I mean, I've
But
seen
that's not a velociraptor.
I've seen the old ones for the record.
That's the
but-
dapio.
the thingamajig.
I think you're wrong.
No, I showed you the graphic.
You did not.
Maybe I didn't show you. I
No,
showed
you didn't show
somebody
me.
else.
You're
I
lying.
must say this: the Velociraptor is my favorite dinosaur. If I had to pick between all of them, you know what? You know what I'm
Betting
doing with that
you,
pick,
Austin.
Aaron?
I'm gonna try stereotypes type of guy.
Stegosaurus or crap? What's the big one with like the super long neck?
Long necks?
Brachiosaurus.
Brachiosaurus. Yeah. The big ones.
I
I like those
dinosaurs.
ones the most purely because like I'm a big guy and I like big dinosaurs.
Yeah, same. I get you.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, all right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning into our newscast today. If you missed anything in this one or any of our previous newscasts, you can always watch us on our YouTube channel.
More news can be found at nwpb.org/MurrowNews8, and you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night.